Hello and welcome back to Ed Joins the Internet as I continue with my franchise Cupcake players for the Washington football team currently. There you see it. There's our Super Bowl champs, the Titans over the Panthers. Super Bowl MVP Derrick Henry. And there's our yearly awards. NFL MVP went to Christian McCaffrey. Matt Rule got Coach of the Year. Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year. Justin Fields, Rookie of the Year for offense, and Micah Parsons, Rookie of the Year for defense. That sounds all about right. My squad, they did better than I thought they would do. We were able to win a game on our own. We are officially the Black Knights now, by the way. The color scheme is going to be basically the same as the Atlanta Falcons. It's a black, some red, some white. It not the best, but I'll take it. We ended up last in our division, 4-13, trailing just behind those Eagles at 5-12. So we didn't do great. But we did better than I thought I would. 4 wins is pretty good for such a low-rated team, whose fastest players are in the very low 80s at this point. So we'll just take a quick look at what we were able to do this year stat-wise. So Ellinger was able to get 3,600 yards on 537 attempts. He's got a 58% completion percentage, 20 touchdowns, 22 interceptions. That first game where he threw 4 couldn't have helped. If that had only been 2, then those touchdowns and interceptions, that'd be tied. But at the very least, he could move the ball a little bit, so I think we've got the quarterback of the future there, baby. Rushing, obviously, my 99 overall fullback, who is very good at rushing the ball, is the leader with 558 yards on 80 attempts and 12 touchdowns. That's pretty much his deal. That does mean that the computer did use him, despite not really using him much. They used Javian Hawkins more. He got a roughly 500 yards, and Huntley saw some action as well. And I guess they ran it a bit with Ellinger. It's 55 attempts for 150 yards. Guys, he's not good at running, so maybe don't make him run too much, all right? Top receivers, Dax Milne got 58 receptions for 857 yards, 5 touchdowns. De'Ami Brown got 65 receptions for 766 yards and 6 touchdowns. Everyone was out there catching the ball, man. I think they should have maybe thrown it to him a little bit more often. I certainly did. But hey, there we go. So we can move it. We got people out there who can play, let's say. Not well, but they can do it. Yeah. Downs played, games played. Those are great stats, guys. All right. Defensively, well, Jamin Davis got 141 tackles. Next closest is Jacoby Stevens at 87 and DeLuca at 86. 15 tackles for loss by Stevens. That dude is getting in the backfield. That's amazing. That is great. And he's got 4 sacks. Is he the leader in sacks for us? He sure is. Stevens leading the way with 4. Shaq Smith with 2.5. Marvin Wilson with 1.5. Looks like we got a few guys with 1. So we were able to get there a little bit. Interceptions. Hey, DeLuca had 2. And Derek Forrest had 2. Our strong safeties bringing in the interceptions here. And then 1 each for Jamin Davis, Ashari Crosswell, and John Brannon. As far as kicking's concerned, Quinn Norton made 11 out of 14 attempts. His longest was 53 yards, and he made 30 extra points out of 31 tries. That's pretty good. This guy, he came around and he could kick. He got an upgrade in the end of things here too. Our punter, punting a lot. He averaged 51.6 yards a punt. His net average 48.2. I don't know. That sounds pretty good to me. That's yards the other team can't get. If only our defense could stop them a bit. And then in the return game, I don't think we're going to get any touchdowns there. No. 24-yard average, 22. Yeah. Punt returns, 6-yard average, 11.3-yard average. Nothing exciting going on there. That is what my team was able to do throughout the regular season. Their first season as a Cupcake team, coming together, knowing that this move is looming and that the franchise is sort of in turmoil a little bit. They knew what was happening from the beginning of the season, but were able to pull together. You know what? Make a few plays here and there. Get a couple of wins. That's all they really had to do. Now, I do have one backup lineman who doesn't want to come back to the team. Just for the purposes of this, I'm going to try to keep him. It's this Hargrove guy right here. I'm going to try to keep him. If I can't, then one of my draft picks, one of my very low draft picks, will be to replace a right guard. So this challenge, this concept, look, I'm not going to be drafting dudes and trying to make my team better throughout the draft or through free agency. So pretty much all of my draft picks are useless at this point. I'm sticking with these players for at least the next few years to see if they can't become good enough to win more than 4 games, or at least keep winning 4 games for a while. And we'll see. I mean, my offensive line is starting to come together. My tackles are a bit better than my interior guys. Probably because strength is a little bit more necessary for interior guys. But hey, look, they're out there playing. They'll get some experience points. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so I think that's going to be it for this video. Just an update of how my team ended up after the season that we had. And just obviously to let you know that there's really not going to be a whole lot of change during the off season. We have a new town, sure, but our team, the players are going to be the same. It's going to be the same Cupcakes coming back, hopefully just a little bit better. So I will see you in the next video with any updates that might follow.